Welcome back as we talk to another fabulous artist here in our community. This is a collaboration between Lifelong Streetcar and the Tucson Gallery, and we call it Meet the Artist. We got a returning guest today, Brian Dahl. Welcome back, Brian.
Thank you.
This is first time in the studio, though, right?
First time in the studio.
Yeah, last time we were at the Proper Shops.
We were at the Proper Shops, yes.
Yeah, where I was crudely doing my own videoing, and now we have this fabulous space where James makes it all pretty.
Yes.
So, well, I know when we talked, I think it ended up being a two-part episode because we really got into not only your creative side, but a lot of your history and how you got to where you were. And it's a pretty inspirational story. I don't really want to relive that today, but I do want to make sure people know that they can check that out.
What episode is that?
I have no idea.
It's this one, right? And you guys can insert that?
Ignore everything you just say. There'll be nothing above his finger on our edit. He thinks I have so many more skills than I have. I don't have these skills. So moving on to not get me in any more trouble. Anyway, I want to have you back because you are doing all kinds of collaborations in the new space where, you obviously with the Tucson Gallery, you've had your own brand for years, and yes. Then in the Proper Shops, you had your own shop, and now you have your own shop, but it's really kind of integrated into the Tucson Gallery. So how's that going?
It's going awesome. We've been there now 6 months, or just hitting 6 months, and it's actually a very beautiful spot they redid and fixed to collaborate all these artists, even more than we had in Proper Shops. Yeah,
it was definitely a bigger space and a larger footprint and more opportunities and bigger art too. I think that was one of the nice things was the space allows us to get in larger paintings, sculptures, things that weren't normally in there.
All mediums, I think, is there's even lights and other things you would be shocked to see.
And I do think we need to give a little background on what TGWDOC means.
The guy who dances on Congress.
You got to get back on the mic there.
Oops, I just broke it.
That's all right. We'll just leave that off there. We don't need that. We're okay.
You see, I break things when I come in. It's usually my butt breaking them, not my arm.
So the
guy who dances on Congress.
And this
because I went dancing at a nightclub to talk to a friend who we talked business, and I started moving and people started recognizing me, and I was the guy who dances on Congress at the Hotel Congress.
And so, as what I understand now is that you are still out and about dancing, but really as an add-on with the DJ to kind of get the crowd going.
Yes, so more of a hype or go-go dancer type person who gets involved with the crowd and make sure they're into it and want to dance.
And are you in any cages? As you say, go-go, do you get any cages?
There has not been a cage. I've been on blocks before, wood blocks or other things, stages, but no cages yet.
Right,
I asked for a cage at one point, and they wouldn't give it to me. So,
all right. Well, we'll have to see if we can figure that out.
Maybe in Tucson Gallery we can have a cage that comes down.
I don't think so. But keep moving on there. It's other things that won't get me into trouble again. The thing that I was always impressed with you at Proper Shops and carrying in now is your ability to collaborate, because you seem to know a lot of creative people in Tucson. I mean, how does that come about?
Just what I've learned. One of my number one things is networking and supporting local. If you support, they'll support back. And true support, not just say, "Oh, hi, I'm here. Can you help me?" Go and buy stuff from them for a while. Make sure you're actually supporting. Make sure their stuff is actually good, so they're going to be around for a while. Just don't try to do a collab that's with someone who you don't know. Talk to them. Become friends with them. Make it a real relationship.
How do you meet them? I mean, how do you know all these people?
I go to their events. I just being in Tucson and walking around and talking to people. You'd be surprised who you'd meet just out. And saying hi and being nice and smiling.
I know. I think they pop up in crazy places too, like at Jaime's Pizza.
I have a pizza at Jaime's Pizza, and then that's
now is that branding, or do you get money from them, or how's
that's just branding. That one's branding. That was all branding because we were both very new still, and we needed to help each other build our brands.
Okay. And then you're also, I don't know if it's more of a collab, but you're more doing like wholesaling with some really good artists in town as well too, right?
Yeah. Joseph Parr is a great Tucson designer. They do fantastic work. I have 3 of their shirts currently in the Tucson gallery. Everyone should come check out because he does Tucson Tales. It's a great series of random things that happen in Tucson and only Tucson people would get.
Excuse me. Yeah, I the shirts, they're fun because they're like neon color. They very much stand out.
They're very pop and pop.
Yeah, and they highlight the things like the dinosaurs and the
snakes or the javelina or downtown Tucson or whatever the current event is.
It's kind of like, I don't know, like touristy info for Tucsonans, because you kind of have to know about these elements. Like if you're just coming to Tucson, some of what's on the shirts aren't going to be like, oh, okay, that resonates Tucson for me. But if you know a little about Tucson, these shirts are really fun.
Yes, they are. But ironically, the out-of-towners love them because they're bright and they have whatever animal or something that reminds them, oh, I don't know what that means, but that's fun.
Oh, so they're getting it.
They're getting it anyways.
Oh, okay.
And it says Tucson usually on somewhere on it.
Well, I think the biggest collaboration that I wanted to chat with you about, and is this energy drink that you came up with, and if you're,
so I didn't come up with it. Well, let's just make that clear.
Okay. Well,
Brick Box Brewery came up with it, but I was able to partner up with them.
And if you're listening here, he's like showcasing it for the video, so you got to check out the video to see him modeling it like Vanna White. So you work with Brickbox, and so they like. Tell me about this conversation. How does this go? At what point do you say, "Hey, I should have an energy drink for myself"?
It was shortly after I got my pizza. I realized I wanted to get more collabs and more things that go with my brand. Since I don't drink, a soda or an energy drink would be perfect for me because I have a lot of energy. Or I have to have a lot of energy.
Yeah, I've seen you sleeping standing up. So
I mean, that's energy, though. I'm storing my energy. I wanted to sleep here. They wouldn't let me.
So energy drink comes about, and then Brickbox is
So this didn't happen overnight. I talked to them about 3 or 4 years ago to start the conversations.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So this was like right when I got my pizza, that's when I started talking to them, realizing, okay, there is capabilities of branding with other local businesses.
So you've had your pizza for 3 years?
Almost 2 to 3.
Oh my gosh.
My proper shop, we were in there for.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So it was like 2.5.
Sorry, I just had that mind jump for a moment there. I was like, wait a minute, that's a long time. We've known each other a while now.
Yeah, brick and mortar. We've actually been now for over
almost 4 years.
4 years now, almost. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's kind of crazy.
So you're trying to figure out how to spread the brand. Energy drink seems like a natural fit for you.
So yeah, and I always drank energy drinks. So why not have one I don't have to pay someone else for?
And then but like the can, the design, like how does all this come together?
I asked an artist, Carney Queso. He owns Cream Design and Print. I asked for a few things, and then this is what he came up with. I had him put his name on there, and then there's a couple secrets in the can too that I had him put. There's for Tucson references. There's Gates Pass, and then there's 2 extra bricks on the wall. That's when the can came out. Is when Brickbox adds a brick in their building. They have a wall. Each year they're another year older.
Oh,
so
okay.
This is an anniversary, kind of a tribute to them.
Okay. And now this is something you are. This isn't like the pizza for branding. I mean, this is something. What happened was after the 20th or 30th time asking about an energy drink, because they have their own energy drink at their shop, just through the tap they brew. So I was asking for technically just a flavor, but they said, let's go with branding you and doing a whole thing for you. So this is your mix.
This is they mixed it for me, but this is what I asked for.
Okay.
For the flavoring.
Nice.
So they always start with agave base, and then I asked for prickly pear, and they said to make it really pop, they added some citrus.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's flavorful, and I've seen you on your Instagram. I mean, people are trying it. I love how you just sort of have these first reaction shots of it. It's
they're expecting it like aftertaste, and like most energy drinks, you taste everything. There's just a few key ingredients in here. There's not a bunch of ingredients like other ones.
Yeah, and I think I said this story when we talked last time, but when I first met you, and I've told you this, so I'm not going to be like hurting your feelings. You're very unassuming, and I was really confused by your brand. Like I didn't understand it. Now, obviously now I really kind of embrace it and get a sense of what you're doing. But in essence, I mean, you've taken a passion of yours and just some like loose associations, and you've been able to put it into a very profitable and successful business.
Thank you.
What if I'm an entrepreneur out there and I've got a passion or I've got a skill set? I mean, what are steps? Like, how do they?
So first thing is you build your your passion around your daytime job. That money is always affecting. So have a daytime job. I work at a school also. I work still at a school. I haven't quit that job, even if being in the store for 4 years now, 3 years. I still have at least over a part-time job at a school, physical labor.
Kind of keep the money flowing.
Keep the money flowing to pay the bills. And then whatever I do there is great because I can keep just building. And I push how I want to, not how I have to make this money. I have to make this money. And doing business that way is going to take a lot longer, and you're going to make decisions you don't really want to make if you can.
Okay. So create a financial, or you could win the lottery.
Yeah, or have a great backer. I mean, you can have great backers. It's great. Do that way. Just have a great business plan. But a lot of business, you're going to have to pivot a lot. I keep pivoting. I have ideas where I'm going, but in the middle, I'm very open.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, actually, no. What does that mean? What do you mean you're in the middle, you're open?
So I have goals for 10 years down.
Right.
I have them written down in my book, my personal book that I don't show anyone.
Can we see it?
Yeah. Did you see this black book? So I have these goals because if you put it out there, it will happen. It's just a matter of when. But there's stuff that pops up that, let's do this energy drink. Who knows where it'll take me, but let's go for it.
Okay. So this hasn't taken you off of your 10-year goal. You're just not quite sure how this fits into your 10-year goal.
Yeah. And everything fits. You just have to keep your eyes open.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you is, and you know this, but with the Tucson Gallery and the trolley tours, and I mean, even the studio where we're recording this, none of this was part of a plan. This was a reaction to a situation.
You never thought you would have the guy who dances in Congress working with you?
Heavens, no. I mean, if you'd have told me that, I'd have been like, there's no possible way.
He's not doing this or anything.
And again, if you are just listening, he is now twerking. So you're going to have to see this video. But yeah, I think it's just very interesting how these things come about out of I guess what you're saying, being flexible in the middle, being open to the opportunity.
And organic to an extent.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So, but I also go out looking for these people. If I see someone online that I want to meet, I'll kind of watch the internet, see where they're at, what events they go to, and go to those events and try to meet them.
Interesting. Yeah. I meant to bring this up earlier, but are you still working with the Democratic Party on a collaboration?
Not currently, but we did have one that went down. We had a party, meet the candidates, and then I did a T-shirt.
Okay, and you had your branding on it too,
yep,
right?
I had my branding, and it was about to get out the vote. Let's register people to vote.
So that's what it was. I thought I'd seen something like that, and I thought it was just, again, a unique way to put you out there, because everyone that sees it, they're always like, what does TWGWOC, what does that mean?
And that's the whole point, though, because people will ask.
Exactly. And we then explain, and they're like, when they say they're like, you're out on the street, no, Hotel Congress, and kind of give them the story. But it really, it's a lot of times when you're trying to explain your business to someone, people shut you out almost immediately because like, yeah, whatever. And this, they're very intrigued. Like, wait a minute, tell me, you did what?
Yeah.
How? When?
This week that was actually kind of funny because they're like, "Oh, I like your Dare shirt," and this lady's like, "I dance too. I have a dance studio," and she's like, and Tony Ray, one of the.
Well, let's just take a step back.
Sorry, I got excited.
Well, no, let's just take a step back because the Dare shirt. So it looks like that old
old Dare. So it's
the
dance
80s campaign, which was
drug. Something. So
it was a drug awareness program from like the 1980s or 90s or something.
Correct.
And then it had the DARE, the Dare on it, and you kind of rebranded that too.
Yeah, dance, acceptance, respect, encouragement.
So that you repurposed it.
Repurposed it.
So when people see it, they've got that they
think it's Dare at first, and then they read it, and they're like, "Oh, huh."
It's a little nostalgia, but then it's updated. So anyway,
but then this lady saw it and loved it, and it's like, "Oh my gosh, I want this for," and I'm like, "Okay." And one of the guys at the gallery is like, "You guys have to have a dance off," and she has a beautiful dress, and she does a plie, and I'm just twerking at her. Yeah.
Where do we find this video?
Tony Ray has it, so you can play it on here while I'm talking.
We'll have to find that video. And how do people find you? Where do they track you down?
I have my website, theguywhodancesoncongress.com.
That was available, huh? You didn't hit
or tgwdoc.com. I got that too. And then I also on Instagram is the best way. But I respond on everything.
Do you do Facebook and that type of thing? Or
I have Facebook too, The Guy Who Dances on Congress. I technically have TikTok, but I don't use it. But I have it.
That kind of surprises me. You seem like the TikTok sort of audience.
So if I wanted to go worldwide, I'd be using TikTok more because that just blows up. You can't really say Tucson, I want to blow up in Tucson. With Instagram, I can focus the
like the spotlight?
Or kind of like people in Tucson are going to see it because of the hashtags and the people who are sharing it, and it's more of a local base. You can get it.
Yeah, I see you on your Instagram, and I got to tell you, sometimes it annoys me the things you do on your phone that takes me like an entire computer to put together. But any upcoming events? I mean, people can find you. You're still out dancing, right? People can see you out
still
dancing.
3 to 4 nights a week.
Where are you typically out?
Fridays are press play rooftop with Mellow Hype usually. Saturdays are late nights with Posy
Playground?
At Hotel Congress. Yeah, Friday nights Playground.
Okay.
Saturdays Hotel Congress.
Okay. And then do you post on Instagram where you're going to be?
Yep, every weekend.
Okay, so somebody wants to have a
dance off with you? Yeah, they can dance off. I don't like dance offs, but I will know.
All right.
I just like people dancing and being in their own element.
Okay. All right. Well, Brian Dahl, a very creative young man. Energy. I think an energy drink is very appropriate because even though I joke, you really do have a tremendous amount of energy in the way you go about tackling things here in life. I appreciate your time today. I know you're busy, so just appreciate that, and we'll just stay in touch for whatever the next major collaboration is you got.
Thank you. There are a few coming, but I always like to surprise people.
Yeah, well, we'll be surprised. So our guest today was Brian Dahl, and I want to thank you for joining us here on another episode of Meet the Artist, where we are collaborating with the Tucson Gallery, Life Along the Streetcar, just out there sharing what's going on in the artistic world. And if you're new to Life Along the Streetcar, head over to our website, lifealongthestreetcar.org. You can see all of our past episodes with audio, video, information about us, and our book. Each week, we have the pleasure of listening to Ryan Hood as we enter and exit our show, and our productions are really done behind the scenes with James Portis. He's our executive producer, and every title you could possibly have other than host is James, because I'm the host, I'm Tom, and that's all that I do. But I hope you tune in every week for another episode of Life Along the Streetcar, and until next time, stay curious, Tucson.